Hello, welcome, thank you for joining me. In this video I'd like to show you some productivity tools associated with the dynamic blocks in AutoCAD. Neat thing about dynamic blocks is that it is a productivity tool. First, AutoCAD, we start with blocks. If you're going to draw something like in wiring diagrams like I do a lot, if you draw it once, why not save that as a block and reuse that as a block at some other time? Why draw it twice or 3 times or 100 times? The thing about a block is it also provides for consistency. If you draw it one way once and you save it as a block, it's going to be drawn the same way a second and third time, from drawing to drawing, from job to job, from year to year, if you desire to do so. Neat thing about dynamic blocks is it takes that block concept in AutoCAD and it takes it to the next step. What they've done with AutoCAD, and I think is a very, very useful and very productive tool, is it allows you to embed modification tools into that block. You have the ability to flip the block or mirror the block. You can rotate portions of the block, you can stretch it, you can scale it, and you can move it. So what I've done is I created a block that's got some of these aspects to it. It's going to have a stretch grip to it, it's going to have a move grip to it, and it's also going to have a visibility grip to it, where we're able to pick different options of this block. There are going to be 4 different varieties of this limit switch that I'm going to insert. So I've taken my insert toolbar, I pulled it down into the user interface here for this video so we can see what we're doing, and reduce some of the clutter associated with some of these toolbars. And I'm going to click in the left-hand tool on that toolbar, and that's going to be the Insert Block command. I'm going to choose EWD-switch-limit and press OK. And one thing you'll notice is that the cursor is right in the middle of the block. The block's in the middle of the cursor. So as I move the cursor around, the block follows with it. The middle of the block follows with it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this limit switch, I'm going to put it halfway somewhere, visually halfway between the connection point on the left and the connection point on the right associated with that relay. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to pick up with our polar tracking on the midpoint of that connection point on the left hand side and drop it roughly in the middle. It's inserted. I don't have to go to the move command. I've taken a whole step out of here. Now if we click in that block, let me show you what some of these grips look like. We have a stretch grip on the left and right hand side. Allows us to stretch those lines from the left to the right. We're going to pick up again. We're going to stretch out to our connection point so we can continue that wire. The escape key, if we click that right now, takes us out of that dynamic block visibility. If we click in that block again, I'll show you some of the other grips. These square ones are move grips. You can click in any of these and move those around. You don't have to go to the move command on the toolbar. You don't have to type an M on the keyboard. You just go to the grip itself and move it. Reduces the step. Saves time. Now we're going to pick up that insertion point again and put it in the middle. We're going to adjust our stretch. Scoot in just a little bit. Scoot out. Use the middle mouse button to do that. And we're going to stretch this one back to our connection point on the left hand side. The last visibility grip I like to show you is the last grip I like to show you is the visibility grip, as you probably guessed by now. This shows us the 4 different options of that limit switch. We could have a free normally open, a free normally closed, held normally open, or held normally closed. And as a developer, I like having that option called all. All shows you all of them, and when we get into that video about actually developing dynamic blocks, I'll show you why that's useful. But we can choose all 4 of them: free normally open, free normally closed, held normally open, and held normally closed. We're going to use a held normally closed. What that means, just as a real quick side here, what that means is it's a normally closed switch, but it's held open by something, perhaps by a shut door, like a door to an enclosure of some kind. And it all depends what you're desiring for in your elementary wiring diagram. But the thing about this limit switch and a lot of dynamic blocks, and blocks in general, is once you've drawn them, save them as a block. Use it time and time again for consistency and productivity's sake. So we're going to press the escape key. There's our block as it's inserted, a little bit left to center, but that's okay because we're going to take that thing, we're going to delete it, and I'm going to start from the beginning and just do this silently and show you how quickly it is, or how quickly you can use blocks like this, dynamic blocks, insert them, and get on with your drawing. So we're going to press OK. About there in the middle, Stretch it to the left, stretch it to the right. It's free normally open right now. We're going to be held normally closed. Escape. It's done. It's that quick. It's that easy. Have fun. Join me for my other videos. Thank you.